Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the General Show. I'm back with another article episode where I'll be reading two articles concerning South African economics, finance for us newcomers, so you get to gauge how where you fall within the economy because obviously there are high earners, there are low earners, and then the middle earners. So you need to know where you are at the start so that you're able to project yourself, work harder, work smarter, and do the best that you can. Please note that these stats from this article don't fully cover the realistic demographics of South Africa, just a sample size, and then they were able to deduce what they could from this, which is good data for the next person, so that we're able to get information. Because without such statistics, it's very hard to navigate yourself. Because also, you need to market yourself according to your worth, whether you're underpaid, overpaid, and then you factor in your experience and many other things. So it's very important. And I don't know why, but most people are actually scared to talk about their salaries, which I think is very wrong because companies get to underpay a lot of people, government included, because people don't discuss about salaries and so forth. So, the more you open about the money, the better it is for everyone else. You see, so that's a very good thing. And I hope everyone enjoys it. I'm still trying to figure it out how I'm going to present all this information because I genuinely love talking about economics, money, different business models, and so forth. So I'm still gathering myself. And I hope you have a good time with this one. And I enjoyed it very much doing this. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe. So let's get started. So the first one says continuing economic woes, high inflation, and low confidence levels have led to another monthly decline for salaries in May 2023, according to the latest Bank South Africa Takeout Index. And then it says the average nominal take home slip is marginally 14,457, which is 2% below that recorded of last year. I think this is mainly due to because inflation and the country's economy shrinking because of load shedding, bad governance, first and foremost, is a result. And then ESCOM with load shedding came about, and then also poor performance globally because we're still getting bad press from load shedding, our politicians not being held accountable, and also because of the grey listing. So South Africa got grey listed last year because of the whole president mattress, money under the mattress thing, and then also because there were a few reported terrorist groups which were siphoning money out of South Africa and they were using us. So that obviously led to a grey list. So grey list literally means that you're being vetted and then your money is being observed as to where it's going. So you need to fix it, fix your money policies, fix everything in between so that you get out of the grey list, because grey list makes the country's debt more expensive to manage if we take out dollar valuations of debt and so forth. So it's not good that we're grey listed. We shouldn't be grey listed because once you're grey listed, it brings about a lot more problematic things, you see. So and then it says that according to Sheragan Naidu, bankers, head of stakeholder engagement, it has been a result of a dismal economic environment, as I had mentioned before, and there's evidence of resilience to the fall. And then this has come through better than expected economic data releases from mining and other sectors. So I'd like to highlight that most people, when they want to force South Africa into making horrible business deals, they always say that no, South Africans are resilient amidst the economical woes, amidst the dismal economic environment. South Africans are resilient, they'll soldier on and. And this is just a way of them saying that we don't mind underperforming or not doing our due diligence, because we know South Africans always pull through. I don't like it one bit, and I wish you could stop having that tagline. But yeah, let's continue. Then it says this has come through better than expected economic data releases from the mining and manufacturing sectors, which are one of our biggest sectors. And then both surprised by the upside despite the heavy load shedding in April, suggesting that these industries have become more resilient. You see, there's that word that I hate. However, confidence levels in the economy remain at a shockingly low level. They hamper the possibility of economic recovery. The RMBBR Business Confidence Index declined for the fifth consecutive quarter to reach low confidence level since 2020. Okay. You see, so once again, we're there in that tough place where they are saying now we are economically resilient. And as I said, I hate that because they are saying once again, we'll underperform. You guys will be resilient. If you make a plan, you'll solve all the messes that we made. I hate that. Obviously, load shedding has hampered a lot of things. It's killed so many businesses, especially small to medium enterprises which aren't government subsidized, or they have a blank check like most of these large corporations. That's the main problem that's floating around, you see. So if they're saying this index from RMB is showing that there's a low level of confidence within the economy, they're not wrong, guys. In my life, yes, I know I'm a young man, I've never seen such economical decline, and then the president is still there. He's not doing anything. He just takes out a press release, or he says he's going to have a commission or some form of litigation that he goes through, but nothing actually gets solved. And we actually need someone who's very decisive, who's very accurate, who actually knows where he's going. Because my problem is these politicians owe too many people, so they have to somewhat keep everyone happy, which is near impossible. So the article goes on further and it says that similarly, the ABSA CEO quarterly manufacturing survey shows that manufacturing business confidence remains unchanged, suggesting that more than 80% of respondents are unsatisfied with business conditions, obviously, and the environment such that the low confidence cannot be conducive for job creation, comfortable wage increases, and as confirmed by the BTPI in May, independent economist Lise Kruger, and goes on to say that while the consumer price inflation cycle most likely reached an upper turning point at 7.8 in July 2022, the downward trend has been disappointingly slow, you see. So again, another business giant corporation such as ABSA said the manufacturing survey shows that there's a decline in business confidence. This is not good for people, because in other words, they're saying that load shedding affects them so much, and the unhealthy economical environment, that they aren't going to pump in money into the economy, because come on, there's no way I can start a business and then 60% of my money, whether functioning money or profits, go into maintaining electricity, which is supposed to be a basic need. Literally everyone functions off of electricity. We all need it. No corporation is bigger than any other for it not to function without this electricity from Eskom, you see. So they're essentially killing us. Obviously everyone has low confidence in them. That's such an obvious thing. Just do your job. You get paid so much money, just do the simple thing, which is doing your job. And then that should satisfy everyone, because obviously everyone wants to be an economical player, but then you can't play in an economy which literally sets you up for failure before you even start, you see. So that's one of the major issues. And it goes on to say, talks about private pensions. Private pension payments measured in the Bank Serve Africa Private Pensions Index, BPPI, remained resilient despite the impact of inflation. In nominal terms, the average private pension ticked at up to 10,247 rand and made 6.7 higher than the year before. Highest monthly payment so far in 2023, said by Naidu, right? And in real terms, the average private pension of 2023 has come to 9,574, marginally higher compared to a year earlier, signaling that the purchasing power of pensioners has largely been preserved amid the high inflation environment. Okay, so this literally talks about how pensioners are faring with such tough economic conditions, saying that theoretically they're at 10.2 thousand rand in terms of the pension being ticketed, but then in reality it's 9.574. Again, this is a cause for concern. Our largest demographic isn't that of pensioners, in as much as yes, they're showing good numbers, they're showing progress, they're holding it down for almost everyone else. That doesn't bode well for the rest of us and doesn't bring confidence, because if my pensioners are pocketing such high, well, more than high percentages, that is. What about the unemployed? Remember, the large majority of the whole country is youth, mainly from 0 to 14 and then 15 to 35. So you see, they are what should be focused on. And according to these studies about unemployment, it's not going so well. We're at 33 or 34% unemployment of youth, which is still very high. This doesn't bode well for us. Our pensioners aren't going to sustain us. Obviously, they're leaving the job market, so that should tell you everything. Then it goes on to say that the job market remained uninspiring. That is obviously very true, without fear, favor, or contradiction. That is the simplest thing, and that's not looking promising for an economy that's supposed to be growing and recovering from the economical woes which have begotten us COVID and so forth. But government should have been more decisive instead of pocketing these monies for themselves and for their partners or their handlers. Then Bank South Africa data adjusted for weekly payments suggests that an uptick in the number of salaries paid in South Africans' bank account in February and March largely reversed in April and May, leaving the job market essentially flat. Okay, so they're saying the progress that was made in January and February, April and May literally cancelled it out for, I think, load shedding reasons and so forth, right? So with a little indication of a different economical environment, but rather even lower economic growth forecasted for 23 compared to 2022, the job market and salary adjustments are likely to remain lackluster for the remainder of the year. A scenario could only exacerbate the unemployment crisis. Okay, she's once again stating the obvious, but I'm glad that, you know how if certain people say stuff, it gets taken seriously, as opposed to the other people who maybe are a bit radical over the approach of things. So essentially, there was a lot of progress that was made with some jobs. Unfortunately, they were lost in the following 2 months of them, or the previous 2 months from now, because of this horrible economic environment. It's lackluster. It's also, instead of us increasing the job market and the job participants, we actually cancelled out the progress that we made because of load shedding, as I mentioned, bad economical participation by citizens due to bad governance, and also the market not being conducive for us, because it is. And then on to the next article. It says Old Mutual goes all in on Amazon as it looks to launch new bank in South Africa. So Old Mutual does a lot of, is a financial institution which would handle people's, for instance, as their personal finances, home loans, home security and insurance, and it would be able to handle your wills and all of these things. But then now it seems like they are going in on it with Amazon, and then they're going to try and launch a bank in South Africa. I'm not sure what kind of a bank, because South Africa is known for having arguably the best commercial banks on planet Earth. The banking system that we have is it's doing very well, but we can do better by letting it being inclusive and removing the systematic racism within it, you see. So it goes on to say that financial group Old Mutual have completed what it's called an all-in migration to Amazon Web Service, as it looks to boost its processing capacity for next generation financial services. The group said it has now closed in on its premises data centers and migrated to entire information technology infrastructure, including its banking, insurance, and wealth management systems, to AWS. The migration represents a significant step in Old Mutual's digital transformation. Old Mutual is using AWS infrastructure to decrease the financial transaction processing time by 2/3, reduce downtime by 30%, streamline the development of new and more relevant insurance products. Okay, so essentially what Old Mutual is saying is they are moving away from their paper trail financial systems, and then they're going to become more digitized, and they're moving into the IT sector of things. So they're going full on commercial, but digitally so. Okay, hopefully they are going to do better than their counterparts, Standard Bank, in terms of when they talk about them moving their assets such as insurance, wealth management, and banking, or they're moving it to a better system, because that is very much needed for everyone. I'm not sure how it fares, because I was at a certain bank like 3 weeks ago, and because of load shedding, they kept on saying their system is offline, system offline, system offline. And if a person lives in a disadvantaged area, traveling to the next branch is a nightmare, and it's not fair on the consumer. Such things, I know banks are saving money every single time, every single chance that they get, but they shouldn't do that to consumers. And then the article goes on to say that the migration represents a significant step in Old Mutual's digital transformation. Old Mutual is using AWS infrastructure to decrease financial transaction by 2/3, reduce downtime by 50%, streamline development of new and more relevant insurance products, and drive innovation across its business with machine learning. So AI, I presume. AWS said that the completion of Old Mutual's all-in migration presents the next chapter of the transformation and should be help the group increase performance, reduce processing time, streamline operations, simplify customer experience, and reduce costs. Okay, so when you look at this, when a financial institution says they're going digital, it means that they're going to have a large massacre of job losses, unfortunately, because they're going AI, and AI has been doing a lot of things on behalf of people. I'm still not fully convinced with these AIs, because yes, it looks and sounds easy and whatnot, but then human hands always will be technology, no matter as much as we say technology doesn't sleep and so forth. And remember, the whole country isn't fully digitized for them to say that they're going to increase profits by going fully digital. Most of their customers, ironically enough, aren't as tech savvy as they claim to be, you see. So them going off full on digital is going to create a lot of problems, because now, for example, let's say I'm a 70-something-year-old person, not tech savvy, but then I want to claim, yet I've been with them for so many years. It's going to bring about problems. Horrible network, there's load shedding on the one end, and then now my bank goes full on digital, and I need to make a quick claim, either for burial or for an emergency and so forth. It's not them saying they're jumping all in. It's going to have its issues. And then they go on to say AWS continue to collaborate with Old Mutual as they deliver the next generation of financial products. Okay, transitions particularly notable given Old Mutual's plan to launch a new fully fledged bank in South Africa. Old Mutual already offers some transactional banking in the country, but this is done through a third party, which is Bidvest Bank. And then the group has recognized opportunities in having its own banking capacity, especially in the lucrative unsecured lending space. The group received approval from South Africa's Reserve Bank Prudential Authority in November 2022 to apply for a banking license, with plan to launch its own bank in 2024. Okay, so they're citing that because they were using third parties to do their financial banking services, they've now identified an opportunity in the market, and then they're going to use it. For me, I think it's because they see that South Africa's lending or unlicensed lending behavior is very lucrative for them. They'll make more money, they'll entrap people, mainly because of this two-part system of retirement. I think they're going to trap a lot of people in there. And then also because they see that government wants to have a national health, NHI, which is a national health bill, which will apparently claim to subsidize everyone into health and then make it more affordable for everyone, you see. So I think they want to be a player in there, but then they can only do that through them being a fully fledged bank, you see, because then they'd offer a wider range of financial unlicensed lending to the next person, you see. So it's very strategic of them, but then I'm still saying that it's going to bring about a lot of problems in the already suffering economy. A lot of people are defaulting on their payments. A lot of people can't even repay their debt. So for them to say that they see an opportunity, yes, Amazon is a giant. Yes, they've been a partner with government through Old Mutual by taking GEPF employees or retirees money and claiming to help them. But then that portion of employees or clients is decreasing on the daily because youth isn't getting employed. So yes, the retirees have the money, but then once they default, obviously they'll move away and then they'll go to cheaper banks such as your Capitec. So for Old Mutual to bring this much confidence, we'll wait and see. Understand, we always talk about resilience, but resilience comes at a price, and then such prices aren't always guaranteed. But hey, we'll see, man. And yeah, we'll see how they pen out this bank of theirs and all of the benefits which they're promising, which for me I think it's a little bit too good to be true, because Old Mutual has a lot of stories where people say they're claiming their monies for insurance and so forth, and they haven't been as forthcoming. So imagine them having such a bad track history. Imagine them now being your bank. It's going to be very interesting one, but we'll see in 2024 how they do it, and we'll be here to engage, and we're economic players in here, and then we'll be able to assess all that we can to the best of our ability. And from what they're saying here, they're just saying very good English of we are going to trap people with debt. Simple. And the article says that the company will leverage AWS, ML, and generative artificial intelligence services to generate real-time personalized financial forecasting and recommendation from consumers. Interesting. And then it goes on to say that examples of benefits include the ability to anticipate changing savings needs of customers approaching retirement, recommended insurance products based on changing income level and life stages. As I mentioned before, they don't have a good track record of people claiming from them for these services that they mentioned before: your retirement, your lending services, even your savings. They want the best of financial, unless they're going to offer the best base services. They shouldn't even try and participate, because they're already horrible at what they're doing, because they're taking third-party money and so forth through GPF and all these other schemes of theirs. They don't even pay out policies. But we'll see, man. We'll give it time. It'll be very interesting to see which strategy and approach they take. But we're here to learn, I guess, every single day. And then lastly, it says examples of benefits include the ability to participate in changing savings needs as customers approach retirement, recommended insurance product based on changing income levels and life stages, and help entrepreneurs plan for investing their incomes as their business growth. Said it is said that the migration to AWS should also get rid of daily service outages, disconnected financial products, ballooning on-premises costs. So because they are saying now it costs them too much to run a physical business, AI will be their friend. But AI is not a human. As much as we are all happy in a click away you can do certain services, I still would like to see the lady at the bank who will help me to explain very interesting financial models for me, depending on my life stage, because they do mention themselves here that they will cater for you in different life stages. And they said something very interesting. They said that for entrepreneurs hoping to grow their business, so we'll see what they offer. They're going to offer loans to businesses? Are they going to offer loans to already thriving businesses? Will they have business accounts which are more lucrative and have more better yielding results? We can only find out when they open. It will be a very interesting one because in as much as all of these financial institutions work with each other, they're still competing with each other. So we'll see who is more innovative as they promise, and if AI, as they're saying, they're willing to put so much money and faith into it, will actually pan out for them. We shall only wait and see. Besides that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for having another discussion with me. Please like, comment, share, subscribe.